This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Birch, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome to another week of the Nightwing news. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hello, I'm Kristen.
And we're taking another trip into the distant past to cover Batman number 10, Batman 22, and Spangled Comics number 91.
I think we're all in the 1940s, right?
Pretty sure, yeah. I mean,
the only one that maybe wouldn't be, 1949 is...
They mentioned 1949 in the Star Spangled. So, yes.
So Star Spangled is after the war. The other two are, I think, during the war. Well, definitely Batman 22 is. Yeah, Batman number 10 is as well, 42.
So, yeah, we're talking the 40s tonight. Before we start, did you get a chance to read Titans Academy number 1 yet?
No, I haven't, but that's okay. Tell us.
It's a lot of setup, but it's nice to see like Dick and Donna and Corey and Gar and Vic all together again. But yeah, they basically start this school, for teenage heroes. Most of them, I don't think we really know. There's are a few. The last team, some of them are there. We see Shazam there and stuff, but there's a cute scene you might like where they're like celebrating Dick's birthday. Yeah,
well, I was wondering. So, yeah, I haven't gotten it yet, but it's at the shop. But yeah, because in the future, wait, is that what we just had? Future State?
Yeah.
Yeah. In Future State, they kind of, sometimes when they were like then and now, they were flashing back to the birthday. So I wasn't totally surprised when you sent me that thing that was the birthday. So are any of the Robins at the Titans Academy, or is it just Dick?
I think it's just Dick. And the big mystery is one of the kids, they don't show who, of course, is got the Red X mask. There's going to be a new Red X and all, because I guess they find, like Dick and the others find the mask. They're like, oh, did you tell them about you? About when you were Red X and stuff? And it's like, so I don't know.
Okay. So it is supposed to be that Dick was Red X.
Yeah.
Well, that comes from the Teen Titans cartoon, right?
Yeah. And I don't know who else are going to, unless it's more Robins, but I think they said something like there was one or two other Red X's after Dick. So I don't know who. I can see Jason doing it.
Right, yeah. But I could also see Jason being like, why am I having yet another identity that Dick already had?
Exactly.
But yeah, because in the Teen Titans cartoon, they never really reveal who is Red X.
And
doesn't Robin fight Red X at one point?
I thought he wasn't he Red X?
Oh yeah, maybe he was.
I don't know. I didn't watch all of those ones. I'm not sure.
I've watched it, but it's been a while.
Oh yeah, like early mid 2000s.
Yeah. So maybe he was Red X. Oh, maybe I can. All right, I'll Google it real quick. Obviously he was supposed to be. Was Robin Red X? Red X is a former villain identity, which Robin temporarily used as part of an undercover operation. The identity was later assumed by a mysterious anti-hero whose real identity remains unknown. Okay, so yeah, there was both. So, yes, it looks like he was in that episode's Mask, and the real name was Dick Grayson formerly, and the second user is unknown. So, yeah, he was Red X in that one of those times when he was with Slade, I think, right?
Yeah. Slade.
Slade. It is fun to say. They are correct.
All right. So do you want to jump to these issues?
For sure. All right. So again, since number 10 and 22 have a lot going on, we can't talk about all of them. But obviously in number 10, the one we want to talk about is the first one.
Oh, the Owl That Time Forgot.
Yeah, because that's the one that's Dick's birthday.
Speaking
Although the one about
of Dick's birthday.
that's right, it was earlier this month.
And we were just talking about it in Titans Academy. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dick's birthday. Yeah, although Dick's birthday has been a couple different times also, because I remember reading in one of the older things that they, like, I don't know, in the 70s, one of the encyclopedias, that they said that Dick's birthday was November 11th, 11/11, but kind of like the armistice. But definitely since Crisis, they've had his birthday be the first day of spring.
Exactly.
Which actually is a little tricky because the first day of spring sometimes varies.
I know.
But it most often seems to be March 20th. So that's what it was this year. So,
Well, again, it's like, just like how old are they? That always slides too.
right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's cute because, then it's like, oh, his mom called him her little Robin. And then the nickname. Which is cuter than just like, oh, I randomly chose this name Robin out of a hat just because of Robin Hood.
Exactly.
All right, so yes, Dick's birthday in Batman number 10 is internet famous because it's so weird. And the opening part, I mean, then it becomes weird in a different way, but
You mean because he starts with him in bed sleeping and Bruce wakes him up with a spanking?
yes. Also, though, the narrative is creepy. Across the calm face of a sleeping, unsuspecting lad falls the dark shadow of a groping hand. Steely fingers clamp tight on the boy. A strong hand rises, falls, slaps sharply against yielding flesh. Who wrote this?
I don't know.
Joseph Green wrote it. I just looked. So yeah, it's famous because it's definitely in the modern world has a very high WTF quotient.
So yeah.
Yes, because then Dick's like, "Ow! Hey, cut it out! Ow! What's the idea? Ouch! Ow!"
So how old is he supposed to be here? Because we see what he says. Bruce is counting to 8, and then he says 1 for good measure. So.
And want to grow. Yeah, happy birthday. But then you go down and look at his cake, which Bruce whisks a cloth off of the birthday cake, and the candles already seem to be lit, which is super dangerous, and don't try that at home.
Yeah, no.
And it looks to me like... And I think there's 14 candles on the birthday cake. So again, it's that timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. He's an age. He definitely looks too small to be 14.
Yeah.
But he feels like he should be... I mean, he's already been Robin a couple years. He seems like he should be older than 8.
Yes.
So maybe Bruce doesn't know how old he is either.
And I just double check. This is before Alfred's first appearance, so it's just the 2 of them at this point.
Yeah, when does Alfred appear?
It said I just looked it up. Batman 16.
Oh yeah, he does come in 1943. Yeah. So Bruce made it. Well, maybe that's why the cake has the candles already lit. Bruce made it himself, and he's not the whiz in the kitchen that Alfred is. So
yeah.
Then he's just like. Then he just takes a piece of cake and is eating it with his hands without a plate. Alfred would never allow for that.
Again, yeah, no Alfred, yeah, no. But then they go out. Then they go out to the barn.
He says, "Gosh, I wish that plane was real. It's all yours, jumping grasshoppers, my own bat plane, my very own plane." See, and in that picture, he looks so little when he sees his plane. So that's crazy.
And again, remember, Bruce wouldn't let Tim have his own car until we got his license. But hey, this kid's somewhere between 8 and 14. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, here's your own plane. See,
I think it was a little bit loosey goosier in the period though. My grandpa told me that when he came back from the Korean War, the state of Ohio gave him a driver's license. He didn't take a test. They were just like, "Oh, you were in the military. Here you go."
I figured the military.
But my grandma took a driver's test and she got hers earlier. So I don't know. I think it was a little. They were looser with the rules back in the day.
Oh yeah, that's what I always say. Yeah, those are the days. It's like, yeah, smoke some cigarettes. See, they make you strong. See.
Well, and Dick has all these odd jobs as a kid that is like child labor.
Is it one of these ones, or I was reading ahead a little bit? I know one of these issues. It's like he's a paper boy or something, or
oh yeah, he's frequently a paper boy or a shoe shine boy, and in today's he's a telegraph boy or a telegram boy, excuse me. So yes, this one is famous because of the opening. Is a major WTF. It's
wait till
really
wait till next. I said wait till next week.
Yeah, well, yes. This one is dope because people are like, what the heck? And also, I mean, even though it's totally not that kind of spanking, it definitely does not help when people want to be like, Bruce had a weird relationship with Dick. I mean, this is I mean, you take this out of context. Honestly, even in context, it's kind of weird.
Well, that's why eventually we got Alfred and like Aunt Harriet, later. Yeah.
But it's also just, I mean, I've heard of it, just how, it's not a thing. And people were like, whatever, this won't be weird in the 40s.
I know. Little scamp.
Also, it cracks me up how to show that he's actually hitting him. Dick has like a little pow over his butt. That's how you know, because I don't think we're reading it, but there's another issue, a Catwoman issue, where Dick goes and follows Catwoman, and then he doesn't want to tell Bruce where he is, and Bruce is like, you tell me or I'm going to spank you, and he's like, don't hit me, I'll talk, and you can tell Bruce hasn't hit him yet because there's no fireworks off his butt.
Isn't there one where like Alfred spanks Catwoman?
Yeah, we read that today, Phil.
Oh, that's right. That's coming up. I told you, I've been reading ahead, so I can't remember. They're all like,
yeah, that was for today. I'd forgotten that one was in there, and I was like, oh yeah, this one. I think that was in Batman 22 as well. Anyway, all right. So the other reason I love the aisle that time forgot is the hilarious slang. So okay, we already have the very what the heck. Birthday spanking, which is just hilarious. Honestly, let's be real.
I know.
And then later they go up in Dick's plane, and he's like, "Boy, oh boy, my own bat plane, golly!" And he's just so excited. And then they hear a storm, and then down in the bottom corner, Robin is looking at some little binoculars. Batman, pitch me. I think I see a dinosaur. A dinosaur. And then Batman, don't get gay. You know as well as I do, dinosaurs lived millions of years ago. Give me those glasses.
Oh boy.
This one is a gift. This one is a gift that keeps on giving.
I know.
Exactly. I had no idea that gay could be used in that way. But also, I was proud that in the 1940s, Batman was not a young Earther. He's like, the Earth is millions of years old. So anyway, then Batman's kind of funny because Dick keeps being like, I thought I saw a dinosaur, and he trips, and Batman's like, that's what you get for telling lies.
I saw a dinosaur.
I know. I saw a dinosaur. But joke's on Batman because there is a dinosaur. Dick says, "Wow, the dinosaur! I was right!"
Uh,
And at least Batman has the courtesy to say, "I'll make my apologies later."
yeah, so Batman and Robin are fighting a T-Rex.
That's right.
So what?
T-Rex.
Bruce ties him around his neck to a tree.
Yeah, that's pretty dramatic. Well, he says, "Wow, what a lizard!"
And then what? There's a bunch of crooks on this island.
Yup. They tie Batman up, and then they're carrying away Robin and some woman. Batman is being crushed slowly by a giant boa constrictor.
Yep.
Oh, no. Until someone shoots the snake in the head.
I know.
Batman's like, "Whew, that's awesome. Thanks."
But whoever it is doesn't come out. He's like, who?
And then another part, Robin wakes up and there's a saber-toothed cat behind him. So he climbs up a tree and he's, "Batman, a tiger has me treed." And then Batman's like, "Out of my way! Robin needs me! On my way! Coming, Robin!" He just punches that guy. And then I love this, Robin up in the tree, kicking at the cat, and he's like, "I'm warning you, you better scram before the Batman gets here." It's too funny. He's like, Batman's gonna get you." But he's right, because Batman does get him. Batman pulls his teeth out, and he's like, "Hey." That's weird.
But yeah, this is so weird. Dinosaurs, a phony saber-toothed tiger, a crazed professor with an army of cavemen, a pretty girl, a fellow who slugs us for saving his life, and this big guy who saved my life. It's a puzzle.
The strangest puzzle I've ever encountered.
But
And
then
somebody said, "Yeah."
see the woman and some man at gunpoint.
Yep. They fly in. The guy says, "Be sure you shoot the Batman." And Robin, "You're not going to kill the Batman this day or any other day."
Yep, tackles him.
And he says, "A movie camera with a telescopic lens." And the guy says, "You crazy kid, you're ruining one of the greatest pictures ever filmed." And it's revealed, why is all this goofy stuff going on at the island?
Because they're making a movie.
It's a movie. And as soon as Batman landed, they were like, "This is going to make our movie even better."
Yeah, let's get the Batman on camera, see?
Exactly. And they were like, "But you'd never do it if you knew, so we had to trick you."
Boy, modern Batman would just destroy this footage.
He must be like, but modern Batman says, "I think I'll go see that film. I bet it'll be a real thriller."
A movie all the time. Wow, is my face red?
And then they show that it turns out the dinosaur, which is subsequently turned purple, is a fake dinosaur. I mean, obviously it's a fake dinosaur. Obviously.
Oh Lord, but what about this? But yeah, they say it's like, there's controls in this realistic dinosaur. But weren't you risking our lives with that phony saber-toothed tiger? I'm a crack marksman. If anything had gone wrong, I'd have killed that tiger along with like I did with that boa. It's like, oh, don't worry, we'll just things get out of hand. We'll just kill the tiger. That's all.
We'll just shoot it. Don't worry about it.
Shoot it in the head like we did that snake.
Yep. All right. Then, I don't know, there's a Catwoman one where yet again, Batman lets Catwoman escape. Dick says, "Bruce, I have a feeling you let the Catwoman escape." The Batman says, "Why, Dick? How can you say a thing like that?" She's clever and beautiful, yes. And it's a shame we both work on opposite sides of the law, but I know we'll meet again soon. And then it will be my round.
When she actually dressed like a real cat. Looked like
where she had a cat face, which is honestly kind of creepy.
I know.
And then there's some groovy Wild West one. So, obviously, the aisle that time forgot is hands down the best one. Although we do get to see Robin at an Old West barbershop getting his hair cut. Which is pretty funny. And Batman as a sheriff.
Yeah, oh yeah. But this will even like in the 50s they would start getting into more like sci-fi and stuff and like weird stuff like fighting aliens and stuff.
Yeah, but this one's still very much like westerns.
Oh yeah.
Still the old kind of stuff.
I think they did that because westerns were like popular back in the day.
Yeah, they were. Well, and honestly, westerns were still popular for a pretty long time, I think.
Oh yeah, movies, comics, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why so many oh yeah, sorry, 22, 510. And that's why a lot of like Cedar Point and other amusement parks oftentimes have frontier lands, and why like Disney World and Disneyland have those frontier towns. Because it was still really popular to have the frontier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so are you ready for Batman 22?
Yeah. So
Because there's some doozies in this one.
Yeah, because it's on DC Universe Infinite here. It's saying it was released, I guess, April 5th, 1944. So almost 74 years to the day. Almost 77 years today.
Yes, there's two pretty amazing ones in this one. I'm, of course, partial to Dick Grayson, Telegraph Boy. But the Duped Domestics is the one you were referencing earlier, which is pretty funny. Because Alfred is slipping. And Bruce can't find his slippers or his clean shirts. And Alfred's spilling his breakfast.
Yep.
Bruce is like, what's up with this, Alfred? And I love how they say, with his butler, Alfred, usually a jewel of efficiency.
I love Bruce eating breakfast in a suit.
Yep. And then Jake's like, he's, maybe he's worried about these robberies. You know how keen a detective is. And Bruce, well, I wish he'd stick to his butling. Leave the detective work to us. So they go and meet Commissioner, and he's explaining. There's been a bunch of robberies.
Is that supposed to be Gordon? He's got like brown hair. He looks a little chubbier.
Yeah, that guy must not have gotten the memo of how to draw Commissioner Gordon.
He says Commissioner Gordon, yeah.
Yeah, they said they were meeting Commissioner Gordon. And then they see, oh my gosh, dude's beating up on a butler. Batman, never battle a butler when I'm around.
Yes, I was going to say he gets a line, never batter a butler. Never. They're after a picture of a girl.
Yeah. Stealing a photo of his lady friend
from the servants' ball. Oh yes, Craven bought the old Peister mansion and threw a ball for the neighborhood servants to outrage his swanky neighbors.
Sounds like a good guy. Then Dick suggests, I think it might be safer to eat in a restaurant. These burglaries are enough trouble without indigestion on top of it. So are they going to go in to eat as Batman and Robin? That'd be funny. And Bruce, I'm afraid I'll have to lay down the law to Alfred. Yeah, I'd like to see that. That's some big talk there, Bruce. Some big talk. And then we see why. Although, note, the earlier butler says they stole the photo of my girl, and he mentions, if only I could be like Batman, I could sweep Belinda off her feet.
Yeah.
And then we see Alfred. Belinda, your fair presence adds beauty to the springtime. That seems suspicious. I mean, I suppose Belinda was kind of a common name, but
you don't know the fact.
Belinda's in one comic story. I think it's a clue. So then Alfred is trying to impress Belinda. He says, I'm afraid of the Batman. Or, I'm a friend of the Batman. Do you want to meet him? And Belinda says, I don't believe you.
Mm-hmm. So in Batman 66 fashion, he goes home and puts on a Batman costume.
That's right, because Bruce just has an extra one laying in his dresser.
Yeah, I know.
And he puts one on. And then he goes, you must be Belinda. My very dear friend Alfred told me I would find you here.
Yeah.
It says, oh, Batman.
Oh, Batman.
And then all of a sudden, they're beating up Batman. The false Batman is cunningly caught, and the beautiful Belinda reveals herself as that ruthless queen of roguery, the Catwoman. Oh, gasp. And then Dick says, let's go check out Alfred's room. And they find poetry. And he mentions Belinda's feline grace, and that's let Bruce know Belinda is the Catwoman! Exactly. So now they're going to go visit Mr. Craven. And they go visit Mr. Craven, and they get caught already.
I love Catwoman. How clever you are. How nice of you to drop in. We were going to rob your place anyway.
But now that you're here, it'll be easier. We no longer need trouble about Alfred's unwillingness to reveal when you were out.
Wait, just think, man. He's going to start dating this girl a couple decades from now.
Yep. He's like, you can't do this to me. And then they get tossed down, boom, into,
They got locked
I
up.
don't know,
They got locked up
cellar.
with Alfred.
And they're like, hey, Batman. And then naturally, there's some meat hooks. Oh, they're in some kind of freezer. Yeah, a refrigerator. So that must be like a ham or something hanging up on that.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a duck or something.
And then I feel like, shouldn't they have put Bruce on the bottom when they make this stack?
You would think, although Bruce has to like lift Dick up with his legs. I don't know.
I guess, but anyway, so
I can't help laughing. He fancies himself a detective, and all this time he's been courting Catwoman.
I know, Bruce, rude. So anyway, they stick Dick up onto a meat hook so he can cut his bonds, and then he falls down and cuts everybody loose. They hurtle against the refrigerator.
And they get outside and turn into Batman and Robin.
That's right. And they're moving in their antiques. Look at that giant vase. It's huge.
I know. Could fit a person or maybe two people in there.
That's exactly what they do. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and then this guy, he has a hilarious joke. When they hit him with a picture frame, he says, "Oof, I've been framed." Yes. And then Catwoman runs away, and you think she's going to make it. And then, she stumbles across Batman. She's like, Batman, how'd you get here so fast? How did the Batman manage it? Or perhaps, yes, it is. It's Alfred. And Alfred says, well, what an excellent opportunity to pay off a little debt for my good friend Alfred. A little spanking will do the trick. And believe me, it will hurt you more than it will me. And then Dick and Bruce quick change their clothes. And Alfred Batman shows up with Catwoman. Says, please notify the police of this important capture.
Mm-hmm.
And Dick says, you can sit down while you're waiting, Catwoman. And Alfred's like, I don't believe Catwoman would care to sit down just yet.
Oh, jeez.
I know, right? And Bruce is like, I still think, Alfred, you were rather drastic with her. And he's like, perhaps so, sir, but think of my wounded affections and the effect my romance had on your digestions. That one's so messed up. Again, like, that's some 1940 stuff right there. I can't, like, why would you ever think that was acceptable?
So for these of you keeping track, we're at 2 spankings for this episode. So
the 40s were a weird time. And that's not even the other one. There's that one issue where Batman says to that random lady, quiet or Papa Spank. I was like, what the heck?
And just wait until next week.
I know, but it's so weird. I mean, at least they don't show it.
Yes.
They're really gonna handle it. But it's like, what? Why would you ever think that one adult should do that to another adult? But whatever.
It's just a girl, see?
Yeah, I know. It's like,
because it's 1944. Women are just a step above children, see? Yeah,
yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, Lord. So we're going to do the next one, Dick Grayson, Telegraph Boy.
Telegraph Boy, yes, because this one ties in with our birthday theme. So we have Dick Grayson. Batman saying, Alfred, where's Dick been running to this afternoon? It's the first time he's ever kept secrets from me.
Yes.
And Alfred says, I shouldn't worry, Master Wayne. Whatever is perfect, sir. Sir, I imagine it is an honest one.
Mm.
And then we see Dick leaving a building, clad in a uniform. And then the description, holy cow, the kid's a telegraph boy. Okay, I meant to ask some of my friends who do American history if this is really true. It feels fake. They say, my boy, the telegraph guy, says, once upon a time, drugstores sold only drugs. Now they sell everything. It's the same with you. Understand? And then it's like, oh, sometimes they summon the telegraph boys to be caddies at the golf course. And then so he delivers a telegraph to some woman, and then she makes him mow her lawn.
I know. Jeez.
What the heck? Surely that is not allowed. I can't believe the guy would be like, oh, yeah. When the kid delivers the telegraph, you can just keep him around your house for a couple hours to do odd jobs.
And here's a shiny quarter for you.
Yeah, really. Although I was thinking, if that really was true, then it would be smart for a serviceman who was in the war to send his wife a telegraph once a week during the summer. And then when the telegraph deliverer showed up, be like, hey, kid, mow my lawn while you're here too. But that feels like an abuse of the system.
Oh,
Just saying. But it also does crack me up.
Then he has to take a message up to a telescopic observatory on top
Yes. And then he's delivering it, and the assistant to the Professor Hendricks takes the telegraph, and Dick's looking at him, and the guy notices, but Dick's like, I've seen that guy before. So he goes home to look in their files, because this is the 40s and they have actual physical pictures in file cabinets to look at. And boom.
Yeah.
Bruce punch.
Bruce is like, oh no, someone's discovered the Batman's identity. I'm thinking, wouldn't you be like, oh, that's either Dick or Alfred? He's just like, oh, someone's discovered my identity. So yeah, you're like
I
attacking.
think he would say that, but it's not very dramatic. So then Bruce is like, "What's behind all this?" He says, "Oh, I just got myself a job as a telegraph boy." Bruce, a job?
You don't need the money. You don't need the money. I give you an allowance. Besides, here we go again. Besides, you've got homework to do.
That's right. And crook hunting in your spare time is like, Bruce, I just can't explain right now. Besides that, it isn't really important and compared to what I've just learned. So then he says, okay, I found him, Mike Optic. How convenient that the guy's working at an observatory and his last name is Optic. On theme right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they go speeding up to the observatory, and this is hilarious. Batman says, what do you look so worried about, Dick? Well, gee, I'm on my lunch hour. I've got to get back soon or I'll lose my job. Too funny.
But
so
I guess we see the real scientist is captured.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Then they start a fight.
The ghost gang.
Yeah. I like this. Meanwhile, Dick's sliding down the telescope. And I used to think sliding down a banister was fun. It's canon. People would love to have Dick slide down the banister in fan fiction. And look, it's based in some reality. He mentions he liked to do that. Yeah. Woohoo.
But then they're like, quit hopping around, you monkeys, or the professor gets it now.
And he's like, don't mind me, Batman, just keep punching. Sorry, Professor Hendricks, but I like you alive. And where there's life, there's hope. Some deep stuff right there. Batman's also a philosopher on the side.
I was going to say, just imagine this was Adam West with Adam West's voice. Okay, Mr. Rat.
That is such an Adam West quote. And where there's life, there's hope. Now imagine Christian Bale saying that.
Okay, Mr. Rat.
Where there's life, there's hope. And you'd be like, no, that doesn't even make sense coming from you.
Where's the trigger?
So it turns out they've been using this telescope to read people's lips. So he swings over to the bank. Oh, they're going to transfer $200,000 at 3:00 today. And then they're going to try to burn Batman and Robin and the Professor to a crisp by the old trick of magnifying the light like reverse ways through a magnifying glass.
And oh wait, the best part. I mean, you said optic, but who's the guy reading the lips for the gang?
Yeah, Deafy.
Deafy.
Jeez, guys. Painful sometimes. Painful.
But Batman, uses bounces the light off so he can burn his ropes free. Hope I don't get a hot foot.
Yep. Oh no, he uses it to control the telescope's driving clock, fuse the wires, and cause the short. And then I guess they just managed to get out of the things. So now they're heading down.
Wait a second. So they're like, wait a minute, which bank? Oh, we don't know which bank. That's right. There are hundreds of banks in Gotham City.
I mean, Gotham's supposed to be a big bank or a big city, right?
I guess.
You know the rules of comic books. They have whatever they need. So Gotham has as many banks as it needs. And they find them at Acorn Bank. And then I love this. Quiz time and no answer to the $64 question. Inflation. I think by the 70s it was the $64,000 question. But in 1944 it's only a $64 question. Then they say, hold it, Commissioner, he won't talk. And then Professor Hendricks says, we're atop a high mountain and you're in my rocket ship. I'm taking you to the moon. He's like, I want to go home. Why'd you have to take me along? To punish you. I have nothing to live for back on Earth. Your henchmen have disgraced me by using my observatory for criminal purposes. Perhaps if I could recover the loot, locate Optic's hideout. He's like, it's in the warehouse on Paris Street. Let's go back to Earth.
Yes, they tricked him into thinking they were using a spaceship.
It's a good thing crooks aren't that smart.
So, yes, they were, oh Lord. Yes, they were interrogating the bald guy, Egghead.
At the planetarium. And then, Batman knocks the thug against the planetarium. And the machine starts running. Oh, no. Now they're almost being hit by meteors and planets. Ah!
Yes, because Dick knocks the one guy into the sun, I guess. An eclipse of the sun and you.
Yes. Hilarious. Hilarious.
And the professor's even getting in on it. New worlds are opening up for me. I've never engaged in fisticuffs before.
Worlds collide and die as death suddenly looms over Batman. And then he's like, no, look out, that meteor. What? Made you look.
Oh, from now on, Optic, you're going to be looking up at the stars through prison bars.
And then the case is officially closed and another is open. Dick says, honest, Bruce, I promise I'll quit my job today after I deliver one more telegram. Just one more, please. Okay, just one more, and then it's back to homework for you.
No.
But still later, at home, Bruce's thoughts are dark and troubled. Could it be the kid is jealous of Batman and trying to work on cases alone? Such drama. But instead, it's a singing telegram for Bruce Wayne. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bruce. Happy birthday to you. And then my favorite line of the whole thing. Happy birthday, Bruce. That's why I took this job. I'd spent all my money on war bonds, so I had to earn some to get you this gift. And then Bruce, and I thought you, Dick, I'm speechless, you crazy, lovable kid. So I don't know what Dick got him, though.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, but Alfred got
a telescope.
I know. Did I do something wrong?
But we don't know what Dick got him. But not a telescope. The box is too small.
Yeah, it's like square.
Yep. But I just love that. I spent all my allowance on war bonds, so I had to get this job to buy you a birthday present. But it turns out it was good because that's how they broke the case wide open.
That's right.
Too funny. And then we have an Alfred adventure, which they did for a while.
Yep.
And then the Cavalier.
Oh my God, the Cavalier.
I know. He's so ridiculous.
I mean, I remember in Nightfall, I think Batman takes him down in like one page.
They got a lot more drama out of the Cavalier back in the 40s.
Oh, yeah.
Whole episodes. All right. Are you ready for the last one?
Yeah, let's get to Star Spangled Comics number 51.
The final birthday issue. This one is even called A Birthday for Batman. So you know it's a birthday issue.
All right.
And it says, yes, Batman is up against the cleverest fox he's ever tracked when Robin celebrates a birthday for Batman. Such drama. So, it's Bruce's birthday. And this, totally truthful, gosh, Alfred, Bruce has everything. What gift can I possibly buy him that he doesn't already own? Which is totally fair. Alfred says, That's why I've decided to use my talents and make a fancy birthday cake. And then he whips out that extremely elaborate and very large sketch of a cake. Dick says, "That's an idea." And then Bruce comes in wearing his stylish trench coat and his hat.
And Alfred tells him to mail out the invitations to Commissioner Gordon and Vicky Vale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, although it seems like this is the very day of the party, so I hope he mailed those invitations, like a while ago.
I know, I hope.
Exactly. But let's take a minute to appreciate Bruce's study. Quality snazzy swords on the wall. And then on his desk, an old-timey rotary phone, which is not old-timey in 1949, of course. And look, the picture of Dick.
No.
Exactly. So then we have 2 notes. So obviously I love this one because first, "Dear Bruce, inside this envelope you will find your birthday gift. Love, Dick." Aww. So then, "Dear Bruce, I know what you enjoy most is hunting that most dangerous game, the criminal. So I've decided my birthday gift to you shall be a manhunt. Only I'll be playing the criminal. I've stolen something from our trophy room, and I defy you to arrest me before the party begins at 7 o'clock tonight. Happy birthday and happy hunting, Dick." Which is a pretty good present.
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
So Batman goes down to the Batcave and sees what's missing.
A bike.
From
one of Robin's own cases. And Batman says, "He's a very honorable thief, I must say."
And it tells us what the plaque says. "Bike used for jewel smuggling by the fence. Cracked by Robin, January 1948.
Right, so I believe this is probably a story from earlier in... But it's not in this issue. It must be. It's not in this book. It's in the first one.
Nah.
But I believe that is from an earlier one. All right. And then hilarious Batman. "So Robin thinks he can escape me in a mock manhunt. Well, when I find him, I'll sentence him to eat 4 big slices of my birthday cake." It's too funny. It's too funny.
And then Batman goes to a pawn shop, and it's like the guy's like, "Yeah, I remember that kid tried to pawn me a bike, but naturally I refused." And Batman's thinking, "Yeah, because Dick made his first mistake. It's against the law for minors to pawn things."
How about that? "Funny thing, kid kept watching my clock. Said he had to be someplace before 2:45. That's usually the time for matinee stage performances." And then, "Say, Batman, is this kid a criminal? Is he wanted for something? He certainly is wanted for a birthday party." This one's amazing.
So then, Batman goes to the theater, and there's who's that in the alleyway? If it isn't the deadly Dick, the dangerous desperado.
That's some quality alliteration right there, Batman. "It looks like you got me, but better not try to follow me with your wide shoulders. You'll get stuck."
Yeah, what is that, a coal chute?
Yeah, coal chute.
It says coal.
And then this is funny. Batman goes inside. "Oh, look, there's a charity carnival performance." He says, "Oh, this is an acrobatic act with a boy. Dick used to be an acrobat." And then he says, "Whoa, Dick, that's a corny disguise you're wearing." And the kid says, "Ow!" And the guy says, "What's the idea of yanking my son's hair?"
How ironic, it's a redhead.
Is it Jason?
Yeah.
We don't know the kid. We don't know the kid's name. And Batman's like, "I'm sorry." So then we see
the Headless Wonder.
Kept alive by pure oxygen. Oh, why that's Dick. Also, I love how Bruce is like, there's coal dust on the arm. Could the Headless Wonder be the Boy Wonder? You think he's wearing the exact same outfit he was wearing 5 minutes ago. Of course it's him.
But then Batman, as he's about to get the Dick, he falls down a trap door.
and falls into another part of the carnival where he's being balanced by the seals. Although I think those are actually sea lions. So he's like the beach ball.
Yes, and he says, "Folks, I'm proud to do my bit for this charity show. It gets my seal of approval."
So quality. Haha, Batman's a good sport. That he is.
But yeah, the guy in charge is like, "That boy, he asked me for the Headless Wonder job. He said he'd do it free for charity."
Dick made plans beforehand. Soon after, Batman gets a good-natured joshing on his belt radio. But Batman put a sonic signaling device on his bike toolkit.
I know, that's funny, just watching Robin like ride away on that bike.
I know. He's like, uh-oh, Batman's trying to get me. And Batman's like, does Robin think he can outrun the Batmobile on a bike? That's impossible. But never fear, Gotham City comes through again. Oh, Robin's clever. He knows the Batmobile's exact dimensions, so he's fled through the city's one freak street, a street too narrow for the Batmobile to enter.
And Dick finds a device on the bike. Maybe I can lose him on the rooftop.
Runs past that. Good ice cream. But Batman knocks into a low aerial wire. Robin's like, "Whoa, you can't catch me."
But yeah, Dick gets back down to the bike, and Batman's thinking, Robin doesn't suspect I hit that wire on purpose. I'm having so much fun with my birthday gift.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Batman.
Can you imagine watching Batman instead of looking for crime? Yeah, let's have some fun in the street.
Yeah, but that's kind of what he does with the gauntlet.
I know.
So then, though, some random crooks knock Batman on the head. And then Robin's like, funny, the Batmobile's still there. Maybe Batman really hurt himself on that roof. I better go back and see. And he sees Batman locked in a cold room. As a criminal, I wouldn't free Batman, but as Robin, I would. What can I do? And Batman sees, a sharp nail. Perfect. Batman is sending a telegram. Turns out not. He's just messing with it. Morse code, yep. Here's a fact you should know. When you touch the tip of a nail to dry ice, it makes a singing sound, just like a sending set. Whoa. Next time I have some dry ice, I'll have to try it. And Dick, Batman, what's keeping you? Don't laugh too soon, Robin. I'll be seeing you, desperate Dick. Well, then,
and it's a clear night. He's like, why would I have heard thunder? Maybe there was a bowling alley.
Right. Waste paper. And then Dick says, let's see. When 500 pounds registers on the dial, the floor scale automatically tilts and sends waste paper down the chute to the bowling machine. I can use my knowledge Batman against him. Batman weighs exactly 189 pounds, so I'll fix the scale to tip at his weight. So then Batman's like, I can see where Robin is, his shadow.
Yep.
Batman's like, whoa. So it seems, I wonder if Batman did that old thing like where you're behind a couch where you're like making it look. Because Robin gets a closer look and down the chute and he gets tied up. Batman, oh no.
Because Bruce, once I saw the scale, I guessed your plans. I fixed it up to tip at your weight instead of mine. When I had lured you out with this rag dummy.
Okay, you win. You outsmarted me, but please get me out of here. Plus, it looks like they had to go home for the party anyway, because there it is. And also, why are they cutting the cake from the bottom? That feels, I don't know, with tiered cake. Shouldn't you cut it from the top? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
It feels like you cut too much from the bottom and it's going to fall over like Jenga.
Oh, no.
And then Oh, with our earlier theme, not only of birthdays, but telegraph boys. Sir, there's a telegraph boy with a message here for you from Master Dick. Although that guy doesn't look like a boy. He looks like a telegraph man.
Mhm.
And he sings, "Happy birthday to you. I hope your presents were nice. I'd send this in code too if I had nails and dry ice." Batman says, "Nails. Robin must have tossed that nail into my dry ice trap. Robin made my escape possible. Dick, you're the real winner of the game."
And I love how the commissioner and Vicky are just sitting there, and she's like, code, dry ice, nails. What does your message mean? And Dick's like, Bruce will know.
Yeah. And they're like, "It's a game. Oh, you wouldn't understand. This is a private matter between 4 people. Myself, Bruce," and then they think, "and Batman and Robin." So really, it's only 2 people.
I know, but I mean, that's another weird thing. They out loud they say, "Oh yeah, that's a joke." It's between 4 people, and they say us, and then they think Batman and Robin. Wouldn't Vicky or the commissioner be like, "Okay,
So
who
who are the other 2 people? Right, I know. They should just be like, "Bruce will get it. It's an inside joke," and they'd be like, "Oh, okay."
They should have said just between us, and then thought as Batman and Robin.
Right, exactly. But that one was pretty good, right?
Oh yeah,
That's probably our best birthday one so far, honestly.
oh yeah. There's a bunch of birthdays this time.
Yeah. But Bruce has had twice as many birthdays, so he's older than Dick. Although I think Bruce ages even more slowly than Dick. It's so hard to tell.
It's Lazarus Pit water.
Well, the thing with Dick is, he's a little kid. Then sometime they put him in high school, but I mean, well, they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
I would say honestly until throughout the 40s. I think he kind of starts being in high school in the 50s, and I mean definitely in the 60s. But throughout the 40s, they're really good at keeping it super nebulous how old Dick is. You can't tell, and they draw him looking younger than I think they want him to be. Because even that one we did a couple weeks ago, Robin studies his lessons. I mean, he looks like he's some little kid. I mean, he wasn't even wearing long pants, and he's studying chemistry and physics and Latin and algebra all at the same time. Like, this is the hardest elementary school I've ever attended. So that's funny. But yeah, it's really hard. Like, how old is Dick? Until 1969, when they're like, he's going to college and he has a draft card, so he must be 18. Up until then, it's like, he's...
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, throughout the 70s, he has the longest semester in the history of college semesters.
Again, time moves slower.
And then he's 19 for a really long time as well, I would say.
They didn't want him to be in his 20s.
Exactly, because he was in the Teen Titans. So they're all 19. I mean, I think even when Donna gets married, she's still supposed to be 19.
Oh, yeah, I think they even say in that issue that we cover. Yeah, they said she's 19, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that's 1984, so...
Yeah.
They're like 18, 19 when they start New Teen Titans. But yeah, then eventually they move it to just the Titans, where they're 20. I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, they're doing a good job being nebulous. But of course, it's way easier with Bruce, I think, to be nebulous. Well, like, with the Trinity... Well, I don't know. It's easy to... They're the easiest ones to be nebulous about their age because Bruce inherited his father's company, so he could be... I mean, if you're inheriting a company, you can be any age. Sort of thing. And of course, with Diana, I mean, I think sometimes she's basically immortal, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And Clark... I mean, Clark has to be in his 20s because generally, he's a journalist. So you're like, okay, he's out of college, but...
Yeah, and I think literally he ages slower anyway, so...
Yeah, so... So yeah, it's interesting with the Robin. But no other Robins so far have grown up quite as slowly as Dick grew up.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was... we go liberally speaking, I think he's supposed to have been 8 when they first started it. So it took from 1940 till the end of 1969 to go for 10 years. So that's almost 30 years to go 10 years.
I mean,
and then he aged maybe like 1 year in 10 years. And then he started aging a little bit faster.
What do you think about it? Jason doesn't show up till the 80s. So, I mean, Dick was probably Robin for 40 some years, just him. And then, from the 1980s till now, we've had Jason, Tim, Damien,
Steph for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even in the 80s, they threw in Perry. Yeah. Jason's aging is so weird because he died young and then he comes back grown up. How does that work?
I know. Well, I mean, later on they'd say he was out there for a little while before he showed up again. But again, they want him. They want him. It's weird too. They want him to be younger than Dick, but they want him to be older than Tim. So it's like,
right, which I get, and I mean he is, but yeah, I mean, well, I guess maybe that's why they went with that whole like Superboy Prime punched it, and so he didn't really die. That was to explain, because you would think it makes more sense that he would die and Talia would dig him up and put him in the Lazarus pit. But you would think that if that happened, he should go. I mean, he should come back at the age that he died. And that's not what they had happen.
Yeah.
Because that's not what happens to Ra's al Ghul. I mean, Ra's al Ghul keeps coming back young. I mean, if Ra's al Ghul died and comes back the age he's supposed to be, it would be dead.
Well, yeah.
The dude's like 700 years old.
Well, from like New 52 on, I think they said, yeah, after he came out of the pit, he like traveled the world for a while. He even trained with some weird ninjas and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're trying to explain it, but still.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, should we tell these kids their homework for the next couple weeks?
Yes. What's up next?
All right.
Wait, so which birthday story was your favorite, Phil?
Let's see. I don't know. I mean, I like the game in Star Spangled Comics, but again, it's just that spanking in the first one sticks out in my mind. It's
yeah, that doesn't have to be your favorite. That just has to be the most. What the?
I know.
As our friend Ray would say, what the F?
That's true. All right.
What the F?
Probably this last one was probably my favorite.
What the F?
Why? What was your favorite?
Yeah, I think the last one is my favorite. But I do like yeah, the what the F quality of Batman number 10. The weird birthday spanking, and also don't get gay. Dinosaurs have been dead for millions of years.
What the F?
And how Robin's like, you better stop. Batman's gonna get you. That cracks me up too.
Oh yeah. All right. So which one was your favorite?
I'd say probably the Star Spangled one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dick had the most going on, I think, in that story.
Yeah. Plus, he says, "This is your birthday present, Bruce. Love, Dick." But in number 22, Bruce does call him a crazy, lovable kid. So that's pretty good.
That's right.
So they all have their amazing moments.
That's true. All right. But yes, next time when we might have a special guest, Lilith Hellfire may join us next time for Batman issue 66.
Oh!
You thought some of the
the Joker's comedy of errors. Actually, there's also another one that's pretty hilarious in that one for different reasons. There are probably two we want to talk about. Mostly the Joker's comedy of errors. And then I'm not sure if it's called Robin the Second, maybe, but it's one where Dick disobeys Bruce, and Bruce is like, "I'm so nervous. Think about if you had a kid." And then Dick has this dream where he has a kid. And it's one of those imaginary stories, which always cracks me up when the DC's like, an imaginary story, as opposed to Batman stories in general.
It's not.
They're all imaginary stories.
I know. All right, so yeah, next time Batman 66 from 1951, and then in 2 weeks Batman 156 from 1963. Robin dies at dawn.
Right.
Was that? Yeah, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like the month after that, we're going to get some girl power because Nightwing 52, we get the Catwoman team up story. Then the episode after that, there's those Wonder Woman issues, Wonder Woman 164 through 167 from 2001.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
I mean, we get a lot of Gotham people in there.
Yeah.
But then the week after that, Batgirl 1 through 3 from 2009. So the Stephanie Brown.
Okay, Stephanie. Okay, so that's when he's Batman. Okay.
And I think that might be the end of the month. Power Girl 17 through 21. Well, no, 17 and 21. So
that's when he's Batman too, right?
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So yes,
nice.
Good stuff coming. Some yeah.
Heck yeah. So yes, everyone, get on DC Universe. I think it's on Comixology, but Batman 66, number 1. Yeah, Batman 66. It makes you think of the show, but the Joker's Comedy of Errors is extremely internet famous. You'll want to be here for it.
Oh yeah, like I said, I think Lilith Hellfire might even be joining us because I was like, it's that one, and she's like, oh well, man.
Of course, right up her alley.
That's right, my expert. Yeah. So send your thoughts on all those. Email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Please join the Bloodhaven Bulletin, our Facebook group. You can find links to all of our various social medias for all of our shows, links to this YouTube channel, links to the Patreon, links to merch, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. Russell just popped in. Just stopped by to say hello. Hope Phil enjoyed Ray's theme. Which one? You gave me both, but yes. I'll premiere the Batman one here.
Sausage Man! Sausage Man!
What? Who's Sausage Man supposed to be? Ray or you?
No, Ray.
Sausage!
Why? Why is he Sausage Man?
I don't know. He sent me sausage drops and I don't know. Lil said something about Sausage Fest. So yeah, so Russell just ran with it, calling Ray the Sausage Man.
It's fine having a sausage fest.
I don't know. So yes, Linktree.
I believe my response to that is, what the F?
What the F?
Sounds like a plan, Jan.
All right. So, and also, please support our sponsors, Tweaked Audio and Hunt a Killer. Use the code Southgate for both of those for a discount. Then go pick up Pod Life, the book, now in digital and paperback, and the audio version is coming. People are recording their chapters, so go get that. And also, fans of the show, required reading, go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. You can get that on Amazon. And what you do, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that man handing out spankings all over town, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain. So says Master Doom. Please kick me in the pants.
That's from an old Batman story.
Why did your eye drift over to my box?
All right. So, and we did your plug. All right. Yes. Come back next time. You will not want to miss Batman issue 66.
It's
Joker.
famous.
Oh, yeah. If you know the Joker memes, you know which one we're covering. Again, we're going to bring Lil Hellfire out on a Monday night. You know, it's going to be good. Comedy of Errors, or
It's a beautiful time capsule into American slang in the early 1950s.
oh yeah, just like this one was.
Yes, for the 40s, yes.
All right, Katie. So yes, come back next time. Again, you do not want to miss this one. So join us, same wing time,
Same Wing Channel.
The Nightwing News.